Hi, I'm Devin. Thanks for joining me tonight and taking a moment for movement. Tonight, as we're so close to the holidays and with everything else going on in the world right now, we're really going to spend the next hour of our yoga practice slowing things down. So we have an opportunity to get deep into each stretch and to really connect with our breath and let our bodies relax. So let's get started laying flat on our back on the mat. If you have a block or two, you might want to grab them now just so they're accessible to you during our practice. So let's come all the way down, laying flat on the back. If you want a little support for the lower back, you can keep the knees bent. Or if you're up for it, you can just extend the legs, just as we would in Shavasana at the end of class, letting the toes roll towards the outside corners of the room. Our arms are halfway between the hips and the shoulders. Tuck the shoulder blades under the back of the body. Let the palms face the sky. Close your eyes, taking a deep breath in and a full breath out. And let all those ideas and plans just melt away. So naturally, our mind is always working, always in overdrive, and it is a real practice to let the mind calm and slow down. So as those thoughts arise, once you realize you're thinking of something other than the posture and the breath, try and let that thought go and bring your attention back to your body, both its physical sensations and the breath. Let's draw the legs together, straighten them out if you've had the knees bent. Reach the arms overhead, and we're going to take the right hand, place it around the left forearm. Reach the arms up and away from the body, and then over towards the top right corner of your mat. Feeling this stretch along the left side of the torso, maybe even into the hip. If you'd like to intensify this stretch a little bit more, walk your heels over towards the bottom right corner of the mat. And again, anywhere in here is fine to stop and hold. If you want a little bit more or a little bit deeper stretch, cross the left ankle on top of the right. Your eyes can be open or closed, whatever you find the most relaxing. But feel that length along the left side. Good, let's come back through center. Straighten out the right arm. Bring the legs back if you block them towards the right corner. And now we're going to switch sides. So reach the arms straight up overhead, left hand around the right forearm. Reach up and over to the top left corner of your mat. One side may feel different than the other, so take a breath here before you decide you want more intensity. If you do, you can begin to walk your heels towards the bottom left corner of the mat. And again, check in. And if you're up for it, cross the right ankle over the left. Good, let's bring our shoulders back towards the midline of the mat and walk the heels back towards the center as well. We're going to bring our arms down, our elbows to shoulder height, and our elbows bent 90 degrees. So as you lay on the mat, your arms are going to make a cactus or a field goal shape. So we're going to keep that 90-degree bend in the elbow, inhaling, sliding our fingertips towards each other overhead, exhaling, drawing the elbows in towards the midline. So this is one of those motions that seems a lot easier than it actually is, because many of us have tightness in the upper back and the shoulders. So as we move through this motion, notice if your hands or your elbows pop off the mat. We want to keep them as close to the ground as possible. And if They're lifting up. Just take a moment, take a deep breath, see if you can let that hand or that elbow relax downwards a little bit more. Or maybe reduce your range of motion a little bit. But the more we do this one, the more comfortable it becomes. And it's really great after a long day seated at a desk or in a car to kind of wake up and turn those muscles back on that move across the upper back and between the shoulder blades, those postural muscles. So let's do one more. Good. And then we're going to roll onto our right side. Take a deep breath, placing the left hand in front of your chest. And on your next exhale, press into the left palm, lift the body up, come into a seated position, cross the ankles. Whatever seated position works best for you. And again, if you have a block handy, you may want to put a block under your hips so you might be a little bit more comfortable in this position. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. So our shoulders are stacked over the hips. We have plenty of space between the bottom of our ears and the tops of our shoulders. And breathe naturally here. And on your next exhale, just gently lower your chin down towards your chest. And begin to gently roll your left ear towards your left shoulder. Come back through center, right ear towards the right shoulder. So move at your own pace. All right, next time your left ear is towards the left shoulder, keep the chin tucked towards the chest. Pick up the right hand, flex it, and press through the palm. Feel that stretch down the length of the right arm. Good. Let's bring the right hand back to the lap. Chin towards your chest, right ear towards right shoulder. And now pick up the left hand, opposite side. Flex the wrist, press through the palm, and breathe. Good. Let's release. Hands to the lap. Slide your hands to the knees. Exhale, round the back of the body. Draw your chin towards your chest. And inhale, lift the chest up. Look all the way up towards the sky. Feel that stretch through the neck, the face, the throat, the chest. So exhale, round the back of the body. And inhale, lift. Good. All right, let's do one more. And then come to neutral spine, shoulders stacked over the hips. Wonderful. Let's swing our legs around. Come onto our hands and knees. So spread the fingers wide, center the palms under your shoulders. Walk the knees so they're under your hips. And then we're just going to sit back on our heels for a little child's pose. So again, make this comfortable for you. If you want, you can walk the knees a little bit wider, bring the toes together. It feels good on the lower back generally. If you want to walk your arms out, go for it. Feel that stretch along the sides of the torso, through the back of the shoulder. You can always place a block under the forehead if your forehead doesn't touch the mat, or if you don't have a block, you can always place one fist on top of the other and rest your forehead on top. But let the body relax and let this chest sink down towards the thighs or towards the mat. Good. On your next inhale, lift the chest and hips up. Walk the knees under the hips if you've widened your lower body stance. And we're going to thread the needle. So we're going to get a gentle stretch through the upper back. Let's take the back of the right hand, place it just under the chest, and now we're going to slide the fingers of the right hand all the way over towards the left edge of your mat, coming down onto the right shoulder and the right side of the head. Your left hand is still on the mat. You can use it for support. You can adjust where the placement of that hand is if you need to. But this is a rotation for the upper back. Our hips remain stacked over the knees. Good. Gently press into the left hand. Slide the right hand back out. Plant the right hand down on the mat under the right shoulder, and we'll switch sides. So the back of the left hand to the floor just under the chest, and slide the left fingertips all the way over towards the right hand side of your mat, coming down to the left shoulder and the temple. Let your body relax down towards the ground and feel that stretch through the back of the upper left arm and shoulder and across the back. Good, let's release. Press into the right hand, straighten out the right elbow, and come back to our hands and knees. So soften the elbows, fingertips are pointing forward. We're going to lift up into downward facing dog. Curl the toes, lift the knees off the mat, tailbone up towards the sky. Root down through your heels. Feel that stretch along the back side of the body. If it feels good, you may want to shift the weight from one foot to the other, pedaling the heels. Feeling that stretch intensify through the calf and the Achilles, one leg at a time. Our head and neck should be relaxed, so you may want to look left and right a couple times gently, letting go of any tension along the neck or jaw. Good. Let's walk our feet forward, come into a forward fold. Keep the chin towards the chest, keep looking towards the knees. Let the upper body relax and hang forward over the thighs. And then keep the weight evenly distributed through the feet. Soften the knees and let's come all the way up. Rolling the shoulders back and away from our ears. Full breath. So standing at the top of our mat, if we're not there already, let's just do a couple sun salutations to keep warming up the length of our body. So inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, lift the arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, forward fold, soft knees as we hinge forward at the hips, bringing our fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, step the right leg back, lower the knee and drop the top of the foot to the mat, keeping the hips down and forward. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, step the left leg back into a plank. Inhaling. And exhale, lower knees, chest and forehead. Inhale, slide forward, press through the palms, lift the chest, look up. And exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat, low lunge. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the sides. Inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Good, curl the left toes. Exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower, knees, chest and forehead. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, left leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, palms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. Arms by the side, shoulders back and away from the ears. Take a nice deep breath. All right, so we should be feeling a little bit warmer now, a little bit more loose throughout the length of the body. Let's keep our left foot where it is. We're just going to step the right foot back for triangle pose. So hips, shoulders, and chest rotate towards the right long edge of the mat. Inhale the arms up to shoulder height. And as you exhale, reach the left fingertips towards the top of the mat. And then hinge sideways directly over the left leg. Lengthen through the arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keep the torso stacked over the left leg to feel that stretch through the left inner thigh and the right side of the torso. Good, let's take one more nice deep breath. Exhale, press through the soles of the feet to maintain balance, coming all the way up. Keep the arms nice and long. Walk the right foot back on the mat for warrior two. We can flip the palms to face down towards our mat, inhaling. Exhaling, bending the left knee, stacking that knee over the ankle and opening up through the inner thigh so the kneecap points towards the middle toe of the left foot. Turn your head and look past your left fingers. Good, we're going to keep the lower body exactly where it is. Flip the left hands, the palms up towards the sky. Inhale, reach those fingertips upwards and just let the right hand relax back along the right leg as you exhale. Look upwards towards the left palm and keep lengthening all the way down the left arm. Good, one more breath. And as we exhale, let's come back to warrior two, arms parallel to the mat. Straighten out the left leg and let our arms float down next to our sides. Rotate the left foot so both feet are parallel, both toes are pointing towards the long right edge of the mat. Hands are on the hips. Roll the shoulders back, inhaling. And exhale, hinge forward until the torso is parallel with the mat, and then just hold it there. So we're really just going to settle into this stretch very gently. So by keeping the back flat for a moment and looking straight down. We're kind of feeling those hamstrings begin to lengthen and kind of warm up to the idea that we're moving into a wide leg forward fold. So let's take another full breath. This time, exhaling, dropping the hands down to the mat, just under the shoulders. Use the fingertips for support as you continue to fold forward, lengthening the spine, reaching the crown of the head down towards the mat. If you're up for a little bit more intensity, you can walk your feet apart just a little bit more. Good. Let's walk the toes and heels together until the feet are back under the hips. And then inhale, lift the torso up, shoulders back, stacked over the hips. Excellent job. Let's take a step back to the top of our mat. Check in with the body and your breath. And we'll switch sides. So left foot now steps back about a stride, maybe 2, depending on our inner thigh flexibility and hip, or the openness of our hips. Our hips are going to rotate to face towards the left side of the mat. Right heel points towards the left arch. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach the right fingertips to the top of the mat, hinging sideways directly over the right leg. Lengthen the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and breathe. Good. Exhale, let's come back up. Keeping the arms extended, rotate the palms down towards the mat. Walk the left foot back a couple inches for a wide stance. Inhaling and exhaling, bending the right knee, opening up through the inner thigh, pointing the kneecap towards the middle toe, looking just past the right fingers as you reach a little bit longer down the length of your arms. Let's flip the right palm towards the sky. Inhale, reach the right fingertips up, keeping the lower body in place. Just let the left hand relax down along the left leg. Exhaling, breathing deeply as you continue to reach and lift upwards through the right fingertips. Good, let's come back to warrior 2. And exhale, arms down by the side, straightening out the right leg. We're going to come back to our wide leg stance. So you can just rotate your right toes to point towards the long left edge of the mat. I'm going to turn and face you. So let's bring our hands to our hips. Feet are parallel for the time being. Let's inhale, lengthen through the spine, grow tall. Exhale, hinge forward just as we did before. This time when we're halfway down, we're just going to reach our left hand down to the mat, to the center of the body, rather than under the left shoulder. Reach gently through the left fingertips, opening the chest towards the right side of the room, reaching up through the right hand. Find length through, or I should say all the way down that left inner leg. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and reach through the right fingertips. Good. Let's exhale, right hand down. Replace the left hand on the mat, so just directly under the chest. Press into the right hand, opening the chest to the left side of the room. Lift up through the left fingertips. Nice long line down the length of the arms. Chest is open, left shoulder is rolling back, stacking over the right shoulder. fingertips down to the mat. Now with the support of both hands, we're going to inch our fingertips towards the right leg, bending the right knee and reaching the tailbone back behind us. Feeling that stretch intensify all the way down the inside of the left leg. And exhale, straighten out the right leg, inch your hands back towards center, take a full breath. Inhale again. On your next exhale, inch the hands to the left, bending the left knee, reaching the tailbone back behind the body, feeling that stretch down the inside of the right leg now. Good. Exhale, straighten out the left leg, hands back towards center. Walk the feet together slightly. We're going to turn this into a little frog pose. So we're going to use our hands for support, walk them ahead of the body, ahead of the shoulders, lift the heels, and we're going to bring our knees down to the mat. Okay? So ideally here, when our feet are relaxed and the inside arch of the foot is laying flat on the mat, our knees are in line with the ankles. I'm going to back up a little bit so I have some space. And again, if you want to turn and face the top of your mat, go right ahead. And then once we have our legs in this position, we're just coming down to our forearms if we can. Maybe we're placing a block under the forearms. But the idea here is we're continuing to stretch the inner thighs. If you can come all the way down and bring your forehead to the mat, go for it. If you're not feeling much of a stretch through the inner thighs, you can try to walk your knees a little bit wider. Again, maintaining that straight line from the knee back to the ankle. Or you can kind of shift your hips around. So maybe shifting the hips back towards your heels, you'll feel that stretch intensify. Good. Let's straighten out our arms. Walk our knees in so they're under the hips. And we're going to turn and face the top of our mat. So let's sink back into a child's pose, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Again, hands can be in the traditional position, back by the heels. You can have your knees wide for a little bit more stretch through the lower back, or to make room if you've got a baby bump like I do. So bring your forehead down towards the ground, towards your fists, towards a block. Let your upper body relax and sink down towards the mat or your thighs as much as possible. Lift your head up slightly. Walk your hands out in front of your shoulders if they're not already there. And then inch your hands over towards the top right corner of your mat. Sit back and down into your left hip to feel this opposition stretch, a stretch running along the outside left side of the torso. Good, let's come back through center and walk the hands over towards the top left corner. Sit back into the right hip. Good, let's come back through center. Spread the fingers wide, and we're going to come into downward facing dog. Just as we did at the beginning of class, feel free to pedal the heels. And on your next inhale, take a nice big step forward with the right foot. Come into a low lunge, dropping the hips down and forward, stacking the right knee over the ankle, reaching back through the left heel. And lower the back knee, flatten the top of the back foot to the mat. Continue to keep the hips moving down and forward. Good. Let's begin to walk our hands back towards the body, shifting the hips back, straightening out the right leg, lifting the toes up towards the sky. On your next inhale, grow tall along the length of your spine. So reach through the crown of your head. And then exhale, bend the elbows, lower the chest down towards the top of the right thigh. Breathing deeply, looking straight down at the mat. Let your body relax as much as possible. Good. Let's walk our hands forward, come back into our low lunge. Maybe we can sink our hips down and forward a little bit deeper. You can continue holding it here. If you're up for a high lunge, we're going to curl the back toes, lift the back knee, press into the right foot deeply, and roll the shoulders back, stacking them over the hips. Bring the hands to heart center. Excellent. Exhale, hinge forward, hands back down to the mat, lower the back knee. If it's not already there, flatten the foot, and one more time, shift the hips back for our hamstring stretch, lifting the toes. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and hinge forward. Excellent. Walk the hands forward, come back into our low lunge. Deep breath. And now let's step back again to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, take a big step forward with the left foot. Bring that foot between the hands. Drop the hips down and forward. Let the body ease into it. Continue breathing. And now gently lower the right knee, flatten the top of the right foot to the mat. Continue sinking the hips down and forward. Good. Let's walk the hands back, shift the hips back towards the back of the mat. Lift the left toes, inhale, lengthen the spine, and bend the elbows, hinge down towards the top of the left leg. Breathe. Good. Walk the hands forward. Let's come back to our low lunge. If you're up for the challenge of high lunge, let's curl the right toes under. Lift the right knee. Take a deep breath as you exhale. Press down deeply into that left foot. Roll the shoulders back. Stack them over the hips. Focus the eyes on a point that's not moving and breathe. Good. Let's take one more breath and hinge forward, hands down to the mat. Gently lower the right knee, flatten the top of the foot, settle into that low lunge. You may be able to get a little bit deeper now. And on your next exhale, shift the hips back, straighten out the left leg, lift the toes. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, hinge forward over the leg. Wonderful. Walk the hands forward, lower the left toes, take a breath, and then curl the right toes under, lift the right knee, and step back to downward dog. On your next inhale, let's lift the right heel high towards the sky. Keep the hips facing the mat. Bend the right knee, and on your next exhale, draw the knee in towards your chest. Lower it between the hands, knee pointing towards the top right corner of the mat, and relax the left leg back. Inhale, lift the chest, look up towards the sky, and as you exhale, lean the chest forward, walk your hands out. We want to gently relax our body down over the right leg, and again, here blocks can be really handy for several areas. We can either put them under our forearms, so we're not so low, but we're still getting the benefit of the deep fold. You can put them under your forehead, if your head doesn't touch the mat. Or if you find that you're a little wobbly here and you keep sinking down onto that right hip, we don't want to have that hip touching the mat, on the outside of the hip at least. You can always use a block to just kind of gently support the body and keep it propped up. We want to keep our hips even distance above the mat. Letting the upper body relax as much as possible will get the most stretch out of this posture. So we're going to hold it here for several more breaths. So let your body become as comfortable as possible. Use those props if you have them. If not, you can always bend your elbows, place your head in your hands, stack your fists, place your forehead on top. Excellent. Let's begin to straighten out the arms, lift the chest up, and hold it here, looking straight ahead. If you're up for more stretch through the left quad, we can turn on the left glute, lift the heel up, reach back with the left hand for the foot, ankle, big toe, pant leg. Work on gently drawing that foot in towards the torso. Again, we don't want to fall or sit down on the right hip. We want to keep our hips even distance above the mat. And let's release. Left hand comes forward to the top of the mat. Curl the left toes, press into the palms. Let's step back towards downward dog. All right, and let's switch sides. So inhale, left heel up. Exhale, bend the knee, draw it towards the chest and down between the hands, pointing slightly towards the top left corner of the mat. Relax the right leg. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward, taking any of the adjustments we discussed on side one. Excellent. Let's begin to lift the chest, straightening out the arms. And again, you can hold it here, or you can turn on that right glute and hamstring, lift the right foot, reach back for the foot with the right hand, and gently draw in towards the torso. Breathe into that stretch in the right quad. Good. Let's release. Now we'll sit down into the outer left hip and swing the right leg around towards the top of our mat. So we'll start with Baddha Konasana for our seated asana series, bringing the soles of the feet together, placing the hands on the ankles, the feet, or even just the lower legs. But the important part here is that we have our shoulders stacked over our hips to begin, and as we inhale, we grow even taller. So lift out of the sits bones, lift through the crown of the head, take a deep breath in. As we exhale, lean forward. So keep the back flat. We're bringing the center of the chest down towards our heels. Our gaze drops towards the mat in front of our feet. We don't want any tension in the back of the neck. Good. Let's exhale, lift the chest and shoulders back, stacking them over the hips. Keep the right leg bent. We're going to reach the left leg straight out in front of us. And you can adjust the right leg, and you may need to do so because we don't want the sole of the right foot directly against the left knee. So it should be below it towards the foot or above it towards the hips. So ground down through the sits bones. Let's inhale both arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, reach forward as you fold, dropping the hands when you can't fold forward any further. Gently bringing your face and chest down towards that left leg, looking down towards the mat or down towards your knee. Good. Let's release. Just release the leg and round up, stacking the back. Let's bring the right hand just behind the right hip for a little modified plank. So the palm of the right hand is just behind the right hip. Fingertips are pointing towards the back of the mat. Let's take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, press into the right hand. We're going to lift our hips off the mat and shift the weight into the left foot and the outside of the right shin. Lift the left arm up and overhead, lengthening the body, finding a stretch all the way down that left side. Good. Let's release. Lower our hips down to the mat, grounding the body, and we'll switch sides. So extend the right leg, bend the left, sit up tall. Inhale, both arms up, and exhale, reach forward as you fold, hinging at the hips, dropping our hands when we can't fold forward any further, and just let the upper body relax down towards the right leg. Good. Let's release the leg and just round up. Excellent. Left hand behind the left hip now, fingertips pointing away. And press into the left hand. Lift up through the hips, coming onto the left shin, the right foot. Reach the right arm up and overhead. Find that nice long line down the right side of the body. And ease the hips down. Wonderful. Keep the right leg extended. One more fold, both legs together. So again, sit up nice and tall. You may need to pull the flesh away from your sits bones a little bit. Toes are up towards the sky. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, reach forward as you fold. When you can't fold any further, drop the hands down towards your feet. ankles, calves, knees, and just gently draw the upper body down a little bit closer to the legs. We want to feel this stretch down the back side of the body. Good. Let's release the feet and round up. All right, from here, we're going to come onto our backs. So roll down onto your mat. We're going to start with the knees bent. Walk the heels in towards the glutes. Reach your arms down alongside the body, fingertips resting on the back of the heel or ankles. Tuck the shoulder blades under your back. Take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, turn on the glutes and hamstrings. Let's press through the soles of the feet and lift the hips up high towards the sky. Once your hips are as high as they can go, draw the knees in together slightly. Feel the inner thighs engage and breathe into this posture. The body's working hard, building strength through the muscles of the glutes, backs of the upper legs, and inner thighs. Good, let's take one more full breath. Keep lifting, lifting, lifting. And then exhale, hips all the way down with control. Hug the right knee in towards your chest. You can keep the left leg where it is or extend the left leg all the way out. And we're going to move into a half happy baby. So we're going to pull that right leg in a little bit closer. Bring the right hand to the top of the right foot. Our fingers are wrapping around the outside edge of the foot. And your left hand is now relaxing at your side. Open up the right knee slightly so the sole of the right foot faces the sky. Keep the left leg down and relaxed. Breathe deeply. Good. Heel to the glute and straighten out that leg, or just lower the foot to the mat. We're going to switch sides. So left knee towards the chest. Give it a little hug. And then bring the left hand to the top of the left foot. Fingers wrapping around the outside edge. The right hand can come down to your side. Open up the left knee about 90 degrees. Sole of the foot towards the sky. Draw the top of the left thigh and the knee down towards the ground. Excellent. Heel towards the glute and relax the leg down to the mat. So let's bend both knees, soles of the feet on the mat. And just take a moment to pick up the right leg, place the right ankle on top of the left knee, reach the right hand through the legs, left hand on the outside, draw the legs in towards your chest. And release. And switch sides. Left ankle on top of the right knee, left hand through the legs, right hand on the right side. Good, and release. Now before we move into Shavasana, bend the knees, and let's gently lower the outsides of the thighs down towards the mat. So we're kind of moving into a Baddha Konasana leg position, meaning we're creating that diamond shape. The soles of the feet are together. We're letting gravity just gently pull the legs down towards the ground. Take a couple breaths here. Now you're welcome to stay here for a final relaxation, or you can straighten out the legs. Let the toes just fall towards the outside corners of the mat. Take a couple nice deep breaths, letting your arms relax halfway between your hips and your shoulders, palms up towards the sky. Deep breath in through the nose. Full breath out through the mouth. Let the whole body relax and melt down into your mat. Keep breathing evenly. Letting your body relax a little bit more with each breath. Let your awareness gently spread all the way down your body, from your brain all the way down to your toes. Notice any muscles that are still tight. As you breathe, focus on that spot and let it relax. If your mind is still running, there's time for those things there, but now is time to focus on the body and the breath. So turn your attention inwards. And then mentally repeat after me. My toes, feet, and heels are releasing and relaxing. My toes, feet, and heels are released and relaxed. My ankles, calves, and knees are releasing and relaxing. My ankles, calves, and knees are released and relaxed. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are releasing and relaxing. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are released and relaxed. My abdomen and lower back are releasing and relaxing. My abdomen and lower back are released and relaxed. My chest, back, and shoulders are releasing and relaxing. My chest, back, and shoulders are released and relaxed. My arms, hands, and fingers are releasing and relaxing. My arms, hands, and fingers are released and relaxed. My neck and back are releasing and relaxing. My neck and back are released and relaxed. My face, head, and scalp are releasing and relaxing. My face, head, and scalp are released and relaxed. My mind is calm, my breathing is even, and I am completely relaxed. Gently bring awareness back to your body and begin to move your fingers and toes. As you inhale, stretch your arms overhead and lengthen the body, awakening it. Gently roll onto the right side and take a full breath. Place your left palm down on the mat in front of your chest. And on your next exhale, press gently into the hand, coming back up to a seated position. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Great job tonight, everyone. Thank you for working hard. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you're celebrating, I hope you have a wonderful and happy Merry Christmas this Saturday. And I hope you're available next Wednesday at 6 p.m. for our last live class of 2021. So have a great week, a great holiday, and I'll see you next time.